Welcome to My Dental Key's video on the anatomy of the primary dentition. In this video, we will cover the differences between primary and permanent teeth, primary tooth numbering, and tooth descriptions. Primary teeth, commonly known as baby teeth, are the first set of teeth that humans have. Primary teeth start erupting around 6 months of age, and all 20 teeth are present by the time children are 3 years old. The primary teeth eventually exfoliate and are replaced by a set of 32 adult or permanent teeth. Primary teeth play a critical role in young children's growth and development by facilitating chewing and speech and serving as important placeholders so permanent teeth can grow properly. Let's discuss the key differences between primary and permanent teeth. First, the primary teeth are usually lighter in color since they have thinner enamel and dentin compared to permanent teeth, as well as flatter buccal and lingual contact surfaces. Compared to permanent teeth, cervical bulges of the enamel are more pronounced in the primary dentition, which is important to consider during operative procedures. The primary roots are narrower mesial distally compared to the permanent anterior teeth. Primary molars also have roots that are more slender and longer than the permanent molar roots. The roots of the primary molars flare out more to accommodate the crowns of the permanent premolars. In the primary dentition, pulp horns are present under each cusp of the primary molars, and pulp horns are typically very close to the occlusal surface. Mesial pulp horns are typically higher than the distal pulp horns. These are just some of the characteristics that differentiate primary from permanent dentition. Refer to this table for a more inclusive list of the differences between the primary and permanent dentition. Primary teeth are numbered using the alphabet. They start in the upper right quadrant with number A, counting all the way across the arch to number J in the upper left posterior. Jumping down to the lower left, we have tooth number K, and we count across the arch until we reach the lower right posterior tooth number T. A tip to remembering the teeth in the primary dentition is your best friends are AJ and KT. A through J on the maxillary arch and K through T on the mandibular arch. A different helpful tip would be to remember that Apple Jacks kill teeth, which explains AJKT for the different quadrants. Next, we will discuss the anatomy of each type of primary tooth. The first tooth we will discuss is the central incisor. In the primary dentition, these are teeth number E and number F in the maxillary arch, and number O and number P in the mandibular arch. Central incisors have a greater mesial distal width compared to their cervical incisal length. They have smooth labial surfaces, nearly straight incisal edges, and cone-shaped roots that are tapered evenly on the sides. There are well-developed marginal ridges on the lingual surface, and the mandibular central incisors on the bottom are smaller than the maxillary incisors on the top. If we were to compare a primary maxillary central incisor to the permanent maxillary central incisor, we would see a few differences. In the primary dentition, the incisal-cervical dimension relative to the mesial distal dimension is relatively small compared to the difference between the mesial distal and incisal cervical dimensions of a permanent tooth. On the labial surface in the permanent tooth, we will also notice the developmental lines and mamelons can be prominent, versus in the primary dentition, they are not typical features. Central incisors are the first primary teeth to erupt around 5 to 8 months for the lower primary central incisors and around 6 to 10 months for the upper central incisors. These primary teeth exfoliate around 6 to 7 in the mandible and 7 to 8 in the maxilla. Lateral incisors are the second type of tooth to erupt. Maxillary primary lateral incisors are number D and number G, while the mandibular lateral incisors are number N and number Q. Overall, lateral incisors have similar outlines to the central incisors, but some distinguishing differences are present. In contrast to the central incisors, the lateral incisors have cervical incisal lengths that are actually greater than the mesial distal widths. Their roots are longer in proportion to their crowns. However, maxillary lateral incisor crowns have smaller dimensions than the maxillary central incisors, while the mandibular lateral incisors are larger in all dimensions except labiolingually compared to their central incisor counterparts. Mandibular lateral incisors erupt into the mouth around 7 to 10 months, and the upper lateral incisors erupt around 8 to 12 months. They exfoliate at about the same time as the central incisors, around 7 through 8 in the mandibular arch and 8 to 9 in the maxillary arch. Moving on to the canines. We have 4 total canines, C and H in the maxillary, and tooth M and R in the mandibular arch. Canines are more constricted at the cervical regions and have more convex incisal and distal surfaces compared to the incisors. The canines have a sharp cusp instead of a straight incisal edge. They have longer, slender, tapering roots that are more than twice the length of their crowns. Their roots are usually inclined distally. The mandibular canine has a shorter crown and root and is not as large labiolingually compared to the maxillary canine. Canines erupt when children are between ages 16 months to 20 months, and they exfoliate around ages 9 to 11 years from the mandibular arch and 11 to 12 in the maxillary. Next, we'll cover the primary first molars. The first primary molars are number B, number I, number L, and number S. Unlike the permanent dentition, primary dentition does not have premolars, but the primary molars are the precursors to the adult premolars. The adult permanent molars will erupt behind, or distal, to the primary dentition. The maxillary and mandibular primary first molars are quite different anatomically from each other. Let's start with discussing the maxillary first primary molars, number B and number I. The maxillary first molar has the greatest mesial distal dimension at the contact areas, while the largest dimension is buccolingually. The tooth has 4 cusps, but the 2 distal cusps are relatively small. And the tooth has a smooth buccal surface. The 3 roots of the first primary molar are long, slender, and widely spread. On the other hand, the mandibular first primary molars, L and S, only have 2 roots on the mesial and distal sides. The buccal and lingual outlines of the root drop straight down from the crown, and the end of the roots are flat and almost square. There are 2 distinct buccal cusps, and the mesial cusp is larger than the distal cusp. In addition, there is a long and sharp mesiolingual cusp, a rounded, well-developed distal lingual cusp, and a very prominent mesial marginal ridge. These teeth are wider mesial-distally than buccolingually, have a prominent S-curve along the gingival margin, and have a broad contact between the mesial of the first molar and the canine. The first primary molars erupt between 11 to 18 months of age. In the mandible, the first primary molars exfoliate around 10 to 12 years versus 9 to 11 years for the maxillary first primary molars. Finally, let's talk about the second primary molars, number A and number J in the maxilla, and number K and T in the mandible. The primary maxillary second molar is very similar to the first permanent molar, including the presence of the prominent mesiolingual cusp of Carabelli. Number A and number J have 2 well-defined buccal cusps with a developmental groove in between them. The 3 cusps at the lingual surface are large, well-developed mesiolingual cusp, the distal lingual cusp, and the small supplemental cusp of Carabelli. The mesiolingual cusp is separated from the distal lingual cusp by a well-defined groove. The second primary maxillary molar has 3 roots, a mesial buccal, distal buccal, and palatal root. The palatal root is noticeably the longest and thickest root. There is a bifurcation between the buccal roots close to the cervical region that separates the larger mesial buccal root from the slightly smaller distal buccal root. The mandibular primary second molar is also very similar to the mandibular permanent first molar, but it is smaller in all dimensions. This molar has 5 cusps, 3 on the buccal and 2 on the lingual. The buccal surface is made up of 3 cusps, nearly equal in size, separated by a mesial buccal and distal buccal developmental grooves. The primary mandibular second molar has two roots, a mesial and a distal. They are long and slender and have characteristic mesial distal flare in the middle and apical thirds. The second primary molars are the last to arrive in a young child's mouth. They erupt right around when the child turns 2 years old, around 20 to 30 months. And they exfoliate around 9 to 12 years old in the maxilla and 11 to 13 years old in the mandible. Primary teeth erupt and exfoliate at different times. See our eruption chart on the Pediatric Dental Anatomy page for full details. In summary, primary teeth are our first set of teeth. Keeping them healthy is essential to setting the foundation for a healthy permanent dentition. There are key differences between the primary and permanent dentition. There are 5 types of primary teeth: central incisors, lateral incisors, canines, first primary molars, and second primary molars, each with its own unique anatomy. Thanks for learning with us.